What's going on, guys? Tristan24 here. Welcome back to a video on the channel. Today I've got for you the final day of the Premier League predictions. That's right, match week 38 in the Premier League, and there's still one relegation spot to be decided between Leeds and Burnley. The title, the champions, have not yet been crowned. It's of course between Manchester City and Liverpool. And fourth place in the Premier League, of course, who's going to get Champions League football, that is yet to be decided. Spurs or Arsenal will get that. If you guys go on to enjoy this video, please do drop a like and subscribe. Keep an eye out on the community post tab on the channel because I'm putting a few polls on there. So let me know your votes and decide who you think is going to finish where in the Premier League, or whatever the poll says. I've put multiple on, so make sure you go over there and check them out as well. Before we get into the video though, on screen now will be the prediction league, so check it out. And yeah, final week, so drop your comments in, even if you haven't been doing it consistently, just for a bit of fun. I've gone for a few wild predictions, but let's go. First of all, Norwich against Spurs. Spurs win, they get Champions League football. I think even if they draw, they get it, because Arsenal then need to win. But Spurs have a massive advantage on the goal difference. I think it's like 10 or something, a lot like that, better than Arsenal's. And in this one, cannot see them losing. I think Spurs are going to win 5-0 to get into the Champions League places, but also send Norwich down in style. 5-0 for Spurs. Brentford against Leeds is a massive game. Brentford surviving and convincingly in their first season back in the Premier League. Leeds, they've had a shortish stay. Of course, last season was their first. This season they've sort of struggled. And now they're in a battle for relegation. They'll start the day in 18th. Meaning they have to better Burnley's result. All Burnley have to do is match Leeds' result and they'll stay up, of course, because Leeds have a worse goal difference than Burnley. In this one, I think it's going to be an entertaining 6-goal thriller, which will end 3-3 at the Brentford Community Stadium. In this one, of course, Brentford, apparently they've planned their biggest police attendance or something like that because of this game, because the Leeds fans, you know, if they win, it's going to be absolute limbs and they're going to cause carnage. If they lose, they're not going to be happy, so there's going to be a lot of fighting, so that's why a big police presence will be required. Next up is Brighton against West Ham. Brighton pushing on in that top 10, for that top 10 place finish, as I say. And it'll be exciting next season to see if they can push on to get a European spot, of course. West Ham, of course, they looked half of the season like they could get Champions League. They slipped off a bit. Unfortunate last week not to beat Man City. But in this one, I think they'll end the final day at the Amex and a 2-2 draw. Burnley against Newcastle, a massive game for Burnley for their future, of course. They're one of those sides where if they do go down, probably don't see them coming straight back up. They're not one of those massive clubs where have the financial resources to just pump the money straight back in and get up. Of course, if they do go down, they'll have parachute payments for about 3 seasons, I think, because they've been in the Premier League now consistently for about 4 or 5 seasons now, I'm pretty sure. So I think they'll have the 3 years of parachute payments if they do go down. However, Leeds, I think they only get the 1 season because they only stayed up for 2. So all that will be thought about after this match week. In this one though, Newcastle, I think they're so excited for next season, and I would be as well if I was a Toon fan. But in this one, home advantage, Burnley staying up 2-1. Leeds fans, do not get angry at me, just my opinion. And of course, this probably won't happen. Just my opinion, just a prediction, just for a bit of fun. I'm going to say Burnley 2-1 on the final day. Chelsea host Watford, as Watford are going back down to the Championship again. Of course, Rob Edwards will be the manager next season with them in the Championship, trying to get them back up. Chelsea, be an interesting summer for them, of course, with the new owner. I'm lost in all of it, to be honest. But in this one, I think Chelsea are going to win 3-0 as they cap off a season, which they will finish third. Crystal Palace against Man United on the final day at Sellers Park is the next one. Man United season is one to forget. Next season looks to be... Man United fans can be optimistic about next season, but there's always that feeling around Man United now that will they, new manager, will they just slip like they've always done in the last... Not always, but they've done in the last few seasons. They've got all the resources to be a top club like they are, but they're not reaching those standards. So will Erik ten Hag be the answer? I'm not too sure, but on this one, the last game before he does become Man United manager, Crystal Palace away, I do think Man United are going to win 2-1. Leicester against Southampton is the next one. I'm going to be straight away with this one. I think Leicester are going to win 2-1. Not really a disappointing season, but not a brilliant one either. It's all about next season for Leicester. Southampton, they've done decently this season. Probably would have expected them to be a bit lower. But next season, let's see what happens with the Saints. Liverpool against Wolves is the next game. Liverpool have to win and hope Man City drop points against Aston Villa for them to be crowned champions for Liverpool. Become champions, of course. Of course, the quadruple is still on. However, on Sunday, of course, it could just be cut down to the treble. The domestic treble, that is. In this one, though, I think Liverpool are going to win 2-0. Man City against Aston Villa is the next one, the next big game. And I think Man City will win, and they will win the title. Jack Grealish against his former club, 100 million, and he'll win the Premier League on his return to... I was going to say return to Villa Park, but it's not. They're playing at the Etihad. Both Liverpool and Man City are at home this match week. My bad. Arsenal against Everton is the last one. This could have been a massive game for Everton, but it's not really anymore. Arsenal have to win and hope Spurs drop points. I think Arsenal will win, but of course, I don't think Spurs are going to drop points. I think Arsenal 3-0. Everton will just be really relieved to have got the job done because they are safe for another season in the Premier League. It shouldn't have come to this, really, but it has. Thank you all very much, guys, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do drop a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. When I react to my table predictions that I've done at the start of the season for the Championship and Premier League, that's when I'll show you guys the final prediction leagues for the Premier League and Championship. So it is worth getting your name in the comments, saying you're quite likely to at least get 1 point, which gets you on the board. So it's definitely worth doing. Free shout out, basically. But yeah, guys, I'll see you in a bit. Take care. Goodbye.